You're not gonna like this, but if you want to start losing body fat, you need to start controlling what you put in your mouth. Every bite you make is a choice between the body that is staying the same and a body that is actually going to change. It all comes down to discipline, not saying yes to everything, not giving in to every single craving, saying I'll start again tomorrow because you'd rather choose dopamine over your goals. When you learn to start controlling what you're putting in your mouth and make disciplined choices day after day, that is when you will finally start seeing results. But if you can't control what you're putting in your body, don't expect your body to change.
Welcome back to the channel. If you're on a fat loss journey or looking to start one, staying disciplined and consistent is the key to your success. Studies indicate that having a structured plan can significantly influence your results. By focusing on practical strategies, you can navigate the ups and downs of this journey with confidence. Let's dive into some proven tips that have worked wonders for countless people, including myself.
You are the reason why you are not losing weight. I need you to get out of the habit of creating excuses as to why you are not seeing that scale change. Whenever I was starting my weight loss journey, I felt so frustrated by the fact that every barrier would come up for me, right? I would create a million excuses as to why I could not start my journey until I realized that the issue is me. It's not my family. It is not my job. It is not my finances. It's literally me. So you yourself are holding yourself back from creating a healthy lifestyle, right? I work with hundreds of women, and when I tell you, your capabilities to be able to lose weight is all within you. It's stop relying on just a coach, stop relying on a gym membership, stop relying on one diet plan, thinking that that's going to be the key to everything. The key is always going to be consistency. It's in you, girl.
Everyone is always so focused on what's the perfect workout routine, but the perfect routine really doesn't mean anything if you don't have your eating habits in control. Showing up to the gym, showing up every single day for yourself, moving your body, going for walks, working out, that is the easy part of a weight loss journey. The part that is complicated and difficult to stick to is your eating habits. You can't go out drinking all the time. You can't go out eating fast food all the time. You have to choose smarter choices when you go out to eat. You can't douse your food in ranch. You have to have the self-control to say no. You can't drink that 500 to 700 calorie loaded Starbucks drink every day. You have to tell your body no, because your mind is going to want more food than you actually need, and you have to actively fight through those cues. You have to fight overeating. You can't snack all day every day. You have to fight that habit. You have to develop new habits. You have to find foods that are better suited to hitting your goals. Did you get enough protein? Did you get enough fiber? Are you hitting your calorie goal? Are you drinking enough water? Are you getting all the nutrients you need? There is so much that goes into the eating side of things. That is a lot more complicated than the working out. Anybody can show up to the gym every single day, but not everyone can control their mind and start changing their habits.
If you're not achieving your fitness, health, wellness, weight loss goals, it's probably because you're still approaching them like they're optional. Going to work is not optional. Going to class is not optional. Why is showing up for yourself optional? Why is showing up for your walk, for your workout, whatever your chosen activity is, optional? A lot of people ask me, how do you stay consistent? How did you shift your mindset to stay consistent? I woke up and decided that I didn't have a choice. When I thought about the type of activities that I want to do, the type of hobbies that I want to have, the type of clothes I want to wear, the type of partner I want to attract, all of that required me being in a fit body. And if you're thinking to yourself, Jayla, I have a full, happy, beautiful life in my current body, that doesn't motivate me, then think about your health. I was 26, 27 years old and my blood pressure was getting high, which is unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable at that age. Approach it like it's life and death. Approach it like it's paying your bills. Approach it like it's getting an A on that exam. Do it tired. Do it on your period. When you're sad, depressed, heartbroken. Do it because you deserve it. Do it because you owe it to yourself. Do it because you owe it to your family. Do it because you literally don't have any other choice.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, babe. Your fitness journey isn't going the way you want it to is not because you have the wrong program or the wrong strategy. It's because you are not consistent enough. The amount of women that hyper fixate on, oh, is this the perfect leg day routine? How many calories do I need to eat specifically while I'm snacking? All of that fun stuff. Whenever you are starting or restarting your journey, I highly recommend that you just focus on the basics. Focus on the foundation, focus on being consistent, and then we'll worry about the other body goal stuff. However, a lot of you guys are getting overwhelmed, you're getting information overload, and you are not starting off with the fundamental of fitness, which is showing up every day. which is making sure that you are getting up and you are moving your body every day, which is making sure that you're making your food at home and not going to Chipotle, Salada, Kava because you think it's healthy. Like, focus on mastering the small stuff, then let's get to the big stuff.
Secret to staying consistent with your fat loss phase is number 1, prioritizing foods that you enjoy. Number 2, prioritizing high volume foods that fill you up. And number 3, prioritizing your sleep. Okay, so let me show you my breakfast right here. This is around 490 calories, okay? It's very high volume. We got the protein, we got the fats, and we got the carbs. So the protein is egg whites and 1 egg. Carb is strawberry and sweet potato. I literally love sweet potato. It's so good. It's low in calorie, but it's a high volume food. And then we have peanut butter, 16 grams. And we have a really, really nice balanced meal here that's going to fill me up and satiate me so that I don't feel like I have to grab food after this and I have to snack and, you know, just bust open my calorie bank. You know what I mean? So literally, like, cut out the snacks, cut out all the bull crap you keep, you know, putting into your body, and start prioritizing real food from the earth, from the ground, like the real good stuff, because this is what's going to help you achieve your goals and become healthier and also just like thrive, because you're a beautiful queen and you deserve to thrive.
One thing I get asked about a lot is how I stayed so disciplined during my 100-pound weight loss journey. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. It wasn't about having motivation. It was about having a structure and a routine and sticking to it. I didn't wake up every single day super inspired. I just built habits that helped me stay consistent. I woke up and went to sleep around the same time every single day. I know that it sounds boring, but it definitely helped my body get into a rhythm. Every Sunday, I planned out my week. So I knew what workouts I was gonna do and I knew what meals I was gonna eat. Not in like a crazy strict way, but enough so that I knew what my week was gonna look like without having to scramble last minute to make a meal or not show up to the gym. And I think that definitely took the stress away in having to plan things last minute, and that usually leads to people giving up. Meal prepping is so important because the last thing you want to do when you're hungry is spend 20-30 minutes making a meal when all you want to do is eat. The more structured that my days were, the easier it is to stay on track. You cannot rely on motivation alone. I know that there were so many days where I didn't want to do things, but you have to stick to your plan. I track my progress, but not in an obsessive way to make me want to quit my routine. Took pictures, I wrote things down. I noticed small wins. Seeing tiny progress reminded me of why I started. You need to not focus on the end game, but set small goals that are realistic that you can actually achieve. Discipline is not about being perfect. It's about having a structure so that way when you don't feel like doing it, your habits will kick in and keep you going.
For those of you that are trying to lose weight and get skinny, this is your reminder that no is a complete sentence. No is a complete sentence. You don't owe anybody any explanations. The only thing that you owe is to stay disciplined to yourself, making decisions that are aligned with your goals, right? So don't let your friends or family talk you into eating that slice of pizza that you didn't want, because you know deep down inside it's not aligned with your goals. Don't let your friends peer pressure you into drinking. You don't have to drink to have a good time. And especially if you feel like it's going to throw you off and kind of keep you off track, don't do it. And just to let you know, it might not be common to say no and to stick to your word, but it is normal, right? It's normal to have boundaries around food and with other people. So if someone offers you a slice of pizza and you know that you don't want it, say no thank you, and keep it moving. And if they're going to peer pressure you, either they don't support you or they just don't get the vision, right? Many few people don't get the vision. They don't understand what it takes to be hot and skinny and to lose weight, right? So it's okay to say no. And I have to do it all of the time, but you're gonna have to do it. And honestly, those people are going to respect you so much more if you say no and you stick to your word. And you owe them nothing, right? They don't have to wear your body in a bikini this summer. You do. And you have to live with the guilt, right? Not that we should have food guilt, but like you have to live with it. You have to live with your decisions. They don't. So they gain nothing and you lose everything by not sticking to your word. So stay disciplined, have a good weekend, and let's get skinny.
Here is your skinny girl habit of the day. One very important thing all skinny girls have in common is they're okay with being uncomfortable. They crave and embrace being uncomfortable because they know that is the only way to grow or transform. The reason so many people cannot lose the weight, cannot stick to their calorie deficit or their diet, their workout routine, go outside and go on a hot girl walk, is because they cannot handle being uncomfortable. The second things get hard, they make up millions and millions of excuses. They are the queens of excuses because they cannot handle it. By nature, we want to be comfortable. We will do everything in our power to stay comfortable, and that is what separates the skinny girls, the fit girls, from everybody else. They like challenging themselves and pushing themselves because they know that is the only way they'll see a change. They'll get results, they'll make a difference. Yes, I just ran all the way back home. I don't care. Anyway, my favorite quote of all time is, "There is no growth in comfort." There is no growth in comfort. If you're wanting to have your dream body, if you're wanting to lose weight, lose some fat, gain some muscle, tone up, you will never be able to do it if you cannot handle being uncomfortable. Start showing up for yourself and stop using your emotions as excuses. Most of the time, they're not a valid excuse. Follow through on your promises to yourself. You are lying to yourself every single time you stay in that bed when you told yourself you're gonna work out. When you keep eating and binging, when you promise yourself you're gonna eat clean and finally see changes. And yes, you might be uncomfortable in those moments, but that is only making you grow, become stronger. And when you get to those results in that dream body, that won't matter anymore. You will feel on top of the world. I love you, ladies, and you got this.
I successfully went through a 50-pound weight loss journey and have been able to maintain it. Actual maintainable 50 pounds of weight loss. If I were to do this all over again, here are the 5 things I would implement so that I could have sustainable weight loss. Number 1, track your calories so that you're in a calorie deficit. Do not fall into the fad diet trap. I did that for far too long and I literally failed every single time. Making rules and restrictions never freaking work. Prioritizing modification over restriction is what set me free from the cycle of starting over. So if you're looking to start your weight loss journey, start tracking your food. Number 2, set up a sustainable movement schedule. This isn't 1 week you work out 7 days a week, doing 2 a days, going for runs, spin cycles, yogas, doing all of the things, because that's going to be so overwhelming and lead to burnout. Instead, set a 4 times a week workout schedule or a 5 times a week workout schedule, or whatever that may be that you can be consistent at. Consistency over and over and over and over again is going to lead to more results than 1 week doing 10 workouts and the next week doing 2. Number 3, don't overestimate a daily step goal. When you're looking to lose weight, you're going to need to be in a calorie deficit, meaning you're consuming less calories than you're burning. For your burnt calories, having a daily step goal is going to increase your burnt calories. Over the course of my weight loss phase, I had an 8,000 a day daily step goal, and it's literally life-changing. If you live in a cold climate or walking outside just isn't realistic for you, get yourself a walking pad. I promise you, it will make it so much easier and eliminate the excuses that you're gonna make to not get your steps in. Number 4, learn the strategy of calorie cycling. Someone who likes to go out on the weekend, likes to have drinks, likes to enjoy sushi or meals out or whatever that looks like, and doing that in your calorie deficit goal of 1,800, 1,900, 1,700, whatever it is calories, makes it difficult. Learn calorie cycling. For basic math, let's just say your calorie goal a day was 1,000 calories. That is way too low, but let's just say for simple math, it's 1,000. In 7 days in an entire week, you consume 7,000 calories. So instead of consuming 1,000 calories a day, let's say 1 day a week, you want 1,500 calories instead of 1,000. Understand how many calories you're gonna consume the other 6 days. You're gonna take 7,000, that weekly total, and take away 1,500, and then whatever's left, you're gonna divide that by the other 6 days. And that's gonna be your daily goal for the other 6 days. This example, for 1 day you consume 1,500 calories and the other 6 days you would consume 916 calories, and your average will still be 1,000 a day. Promise, it's life-changing. Then last but not least, number 5 is track your progress. And I don't just mean on the scale. Yes, it's super important and will tell you if you're on track, but take progress pictures, take measurements, see how your clothes are fitting. Like, there's multiple ways to track your progress. If we're talking about the scale, good progress or sustainable weight loss in a calorie deficit is anywhere from 0.5 to 1 pounds a week. So that doesn't mean that every single week you're gonna lose 0.5 to 1 pound. 1 week you might be ovulating, you might be on your period, and it might spike your weight. But if you're at week 4 and you've lost 2.5 pounds, you know that you're still in range for that 0.5 to 1 pound per week. So you know that there's no need to change anything. However, if you're on week 6 and you've only lost 2 pounds, you can then talk to yourself and say, okay, 1, is it an accuracy thing? Am I being 100% accurate? And if the answer is yes, then okay, let's move to step 2. And that means that we either need to increase our movement calories, so our step goal, or maybe an extra workout or whatever that looks like, or 2, we need to drop our calories by 50, 75, 100 to make sure that we're in that range. By actually tracking and collecting data, you're able to make educated decisions on where to go next in your fitness journey. Just like that, those are my 5 tips to sustainable weight loss. And if I were to do my 50-pound weight loss journey all over again, those are the 5 things I would implement to start. See ya.
Accountability is crucial. Evidence suggests that people who have a coach or support group are more likely to stick to their fitness and nutrition goals. Personally, hiring a personal trainer transformed my routine. It ensured I committed to strength training 3 days a week, giving me the structure I needed. Alongside that, simplicity in meal prep helped me a lot. Focusing on meals rich in protein and fiber not only keeps you fuller for longer, but also makes it easier to adhere to a healthy diet. Think easy, nutrient-dense choices that align with your goals.
I'm one of those girlies that when I'm in a calorie deficit, I'm in a calorie deficit, y'all. Disciplined and consistent. So if you're finding it really difficult to stay consistent and locked in a calorie deficit to actually lose the weight that you want to lose, listen up. These are all my tips. The first one is you need to be prioritizing food choices for volume and protein over satisfaction or cravings. We're always going to be so much happier at the end of the day whenever you leave a meal feeling full and satisfied instead of choosing the pastry at the coffee bar that's going to keep you full for 5 seconds and it's 500 calories. The process of accepting delayed gratification and not giving in the moment gets so much easier over time. If you give yourself the opportunity to feel the high and the endorphins that you get off of following through for yourself and checking off your goals once you do them later, and then you actually feel that feeling, it's going to be so much easier to keep pushing through because you want to feel that feeling again, and that's the gratification you're going to be waiting for rather than just giving into like a temporary craving that you have in the moment that you know isn't going to feel as good as if you wait for your goals. You have got to learn how to be comfortable with pivoting in situations that aren't always going your way if you're planning around stuff. For example, the other day my husband texted me last minute after I'd already had breakfast and a snack and texted me and told me we were going out for his going away party at this really calorically dense pizza place with drinks. Did I have my whole day planned eating at home? Yes, but instead of freaking out, I was like, perfect, got it, pivoted, replanned in exactly what I was going to do in that event. And then because my lunch had to be a little bit lower calorie for me to stay in my deficit compared to whenever I was eating at home and the plan that I had before. Yeah, I had a 250 calorie lunch and I made it work, and I made it as high volume and high protein as possible within that, so I wasn't starving going into the event. And then I executed and followed through for myself and ordered exactly what I said I was going to order and ordered as many drinks as I said I was going to order and came home and checked off my box for that day. They are not lying to you when they say that you need to prioritize a high volume, high protein breakfast. It's so much easier to be able to execute in a calorie deficit when you're full and satisfied at the beginning of the day and you get your metabolism and you get your body working and your digestion working early. When I front load 50, 60 grams of protein at the beginning of my day, I'm not hungry until 3 p.m. That means it's 110 times easier for me to stay within a deficit because then I'm eating from like 3 to 8 when I go to bed and not thinking about food until 1 and being so famished by the time I get to lunch that I make stupid decisions around food. You need to get comfortable with both portion controlling and high volume, high protein eating at home. Foundation of your routine and what you do most of the time should be at home, whole foods, high protein, maximizing your calories, because that makes the calorie deficit so much easier day to day. But you also have to toggle the switch on in your brain whenever you have events and things that you have to attend where you can't eat as high volume. And you have to realize that that situation is temporary. You're going to get back into your routine where you feel full and satisfied in a deficit, but sometimes there are just days where you're going to be a little bit more hungry than normal. That doesn't mean that it's going to last forever. So keep pushing through, and then you're going to get to the point where it doesn't, and it's not that hard. Electrolytes are a literal lifesaver. I drink Element electrolytes. They definitely help with suppressing your appetite a little bit, and they taste so fire, and obviously they keep you hydrated, so I think they're such a win. You need to know yourself and know when it's harder for you to stay consistent and when it's easier for you to push through on things. For example, I know that if I don't block off 100 or so calories for my late night sweet treat when I'm in a calorie deficit, I'm going to go over to get that late night sweet treat most of the time. If I don't block those calories off, I'm setting myself up for failure, whereas if I do block them off and I make sure that I have them, I know I'm going to be successful that day. And I know that, okay, there are times in the day where maybe I feel snacky, maybe I feel hungry, maybe that's like between lunch and dinner, usually around 3 p.m. for me if it does happen. But in my head, I'm telling myself, okay, I can stay consistent and push through this here and make sure that I don't really give in and just kind of ignore it and distract myself if I know I have something to look forward to with my dinner pre-logged in, with my sweet treat pre-logged in. And that's easier for me to push through in that circumstance. So I'm somebody who can kind of push through the snacky in the afternoon to get to my sweet treat late at night. You might be the opposite. So know yourself and allocate those calories for your budget depending on the time of day where you feel that typically you need them to be more consistent. And the last one is stop accepting less than you can give. If you have a day where you can hit 15K steps, even if your goal is 10, doing that and taking advantage of more movement or more calorie burn is just going to help give you buffer room for when things don't completely go in your control. Like when I couldn't hit my step count 2 weekends ago when I was in Dallas because we were literally driving around the city the entire day and I had no time. That didn't hinder me because I literally had 20,000 steps the day before because I didn't let myself just accept less than I could get. Same thing with food, for example. If I'm kind of going on vacation or if I'm going on like a little weekend trip and I have 2 travel days where I'm not going to be really eating for experience, I will make those days non-negotiable deficit goals because it's like, okay, if I can shape my trip with some really solid days around it, then the other days I'll have a little bit more buffer room. Give and take, and you have to make sacrifices where necessary, and you just have to lock the heck in and get it done, babe.
One question that I've been getting a lot lately, and honestly get all the time, is how I stay so disciplined. And to be real, like, I'm gonna be so real, there's no way around it. Like, I came from a place of being overweight, unhealthy, just seriously like uncomfortable in my skin, and I hated that feeling. There was no worse feeling than leaving the house and wanting to hide, taking pictures with your friends and dreading it, looking back on the pictures and you're like, oh my God, no one can post these. After I was able to kind of find like my groove in the gym and what foods made me feel good, learning what a calorie deficit was, I was able to successfully lose 30 pounds and keep it off. A lot of people, after you lose weight, just think, oh, I lost the weight, I can go back to normalcy. And your normalcy might have looked like not eating whole foods, not tracking a single gram, just going back to your old habits. And that's not sustainable. You are not going to maintain your body with your old habits. So this is kind of where your discipline comes in. It's like, okay, I'm done with my calorie deficit. It's time to reverse back up. You increase food. You're eating a lot more. Every food that you put into your body should make you feel good. Food should not make you want to fall asleep on the couch, or food is fuel. Food is energy. So the fact that I get to fuel myself every single day, probably like 5 or 6 times a day, because I like smaller meals. I like to eat a lot more frequently. I like to eat, so that's why I have 6 smaller meals a day. But the idea of that, knowing that I will wake up and my digestion is good, my skin is clear, I'm drinking water, I'm moving my body, I have that like dopamine, serotonin, I don't even know what it's called, effect after the gym. Like, I crave those things now. I can't even imagine what I would do without the gym. Like, yes, I don't want to go half the time. Half the time I'm like, oh, I have to work out today, I have to get my cardio in, I have to get my steps in. But like, what do you mean? Like, what else would I do? Yes, some people work a 9 to 5 and they have responsibilities and they're a mom and they have other things going on. But there is no better feeling than knowing that you are going to the gym to better yourself, to work on yourself. Like, this is for you. This is for your health, mentally, physically, knowing that the work that you put in will eventually show. Like, discipline is so fucking attractive. It's not even funny. You're disciplined enough to go to do all these things every single day because you know that this will help you, make you feel good and look good. And it can be maintained year round. I've done this for 4, maybe 5 years. 2020, it's 2025. 5 years I've maintained 30 pounds. Yes, I have my ups and downs. I've gone through phases of where I gain a little bit of weight and I'm unhappy. I lost myself a few months ago, but I always find my way back because those habits, that discipline that you built always comes back. You don't lose it. It's something that it becomes embedded in you, and you wonder why all these like fitness girls or fitness content creators or influencers just they go to the gym every day and they record themselves because that's what they love. You just learn to embrace it and love it and just I'm trying to think of the word that you get from the gym. Oh, it's delayed gratification. And a lot of people love a quick fix, and that's why it won't work for some people. This is not a quick fix. This is not a one-time thing and you go back to your old habits. It's delayed gratification. You push yourself to be better than you were yesterday every single day. Okay? And that's discipline. And no, I'm not always motivated. And discipline is built on consistency and your routine. Find a routine. Wake up, gym, work, study, school, whatever. Find time for things that matter. And I promise you will not regret it. I haven't looked back 5 years ago. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be on TikTok. I wouldn't be on Instagram. I wouldn't live this life. I wouldn't work with Define. I wouldn't have my coaching business. Like, what? The gym brought me financial stability. it's the craziest thing. The gym has changed my life, okay? And it can change yours too.
The way to get results, the secret key is having discipline. I cannot stress it enough. So discipline, doing this you do not want to do, okay? Going to the gym when you don't want to go to the gym. Walking when you don't want to walk. If you want to eat a piece of cake, not eating a piece of cake, because you know what? You have discipline. So if you don't want to be a lazy piece, if you want to do something, if you want to lose the weight, if you don't want to, doesn't matter. But if you want to, you need some discipline to help you reach those goals. It's a journey. It's not like a 1 week thing and then you fall off. It's like that's where the discipline comes in.
Remember that consistency is built over time. Data supports that small, sustainable changes lead to lasting habits. Celebrate your progress, whether it's a number on the scale or how your clothes are fitting. Journeying towards fat loss isn't about perfection. It's about persistence and consistency. Establishing healthy routines and being patient with yourself can lead to incredible transformations. Embrace the process. Every step counts. Thanks for watching. If you found these tips helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. Share your own experience in the comments. What strategies have worked for you? Let's support each other on this journey to wellness. Until next time, stay disciplined, keep pushing, and remember, you've got this.